seeking to build a consensus on the proposals to arrive at a win-win, non-contested referendum. I'm now joined by Narok Senator Ledama Olekina on the same. Senator, many thanks for your time. There have been calls towards building a consensus on the BBI recommendations. Is it possible, however, from where you stand, to have a non-contested referendum from where we are?
Good afternoon. How are you doing? My hope is that we will definitely have an uncontested referendum. But currently, as we speak, it appears as if the battle lines are already drawn between those who want the document edited, changed, or rather amended before it is presented to the people to be able to vote for it, and those who are adamant and they want it to go without even changing a comma. And that is the same battle we had when it came to the issue of the revenue formula. So I think those battle lines are drawn, and that is what will make or destroy the process of a BBI in this country.
This was essentially meant to kickstart a national conversation, national dialogue, on possible amendment of the Constitution. But have you seen this process, in your view, accommodate divergent views?
No, it hasn't. I think anyone who attempts to give a contrary view is profiled, and in most cases is profiled as tanga-tanga. And it is about time that we make it very clear that some of us are very clear on where we stand, and there is a thin line between a leader and a follower. And in most cases, we are elected. I was elected by hundreds of thousands of residents of Narok, and I'm here to represent them. And when I'm in the Senate, I represent the entire country, because 47 senators elected, representing over 50 million. So it's about time for people to appreciate divergence of opinions and know that all fingers are not the same, and that even Waswahili husema kidole kimoja hakiui chawa. So in this case, we are independent in our thinking, and unless some of those people who really do not want to see any progress in this country agree to appreciate divergence of opinion, then of course the process is going to be brutal. It is going to be messy, and it might end up in tears.
All right. Many say this goes against the very essence of a referendum. A referendum question is very simple. It's either a yes or a no. What would a win-win, non-contested referendum look like, in your view?
I'll put it this way. First of all, yesterday, 3 judges confirmed to the Kenyans that the Senate is indeed a very strong house in this republic. We have a bicameral party in this country, and that's one of the things that these people must understand. When you look at the BBI as it is, I keep on insisting that there is a big fusion between the National Assembly and the executive, and we do not want that. We do not want a watered-down Senate. We don't want a situation whereby women are lied to and they are told that there is going to be gender parity, yet there is none. If you read the document, the way it has been drafted, I'm sorry to say that the people who drafted that document, the draft came in very poorly. So the best way for us to lead this country for posterity is for us to now persuade the principals, who is my party leader, and also the President of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, for them to come and sit down together and decide that, listen, these Kenyans, these elected leaders are not comfortable with the way this document has been drafted. They should now agree to bring in expert drafters, people who are non-partisan. Because you see, the problem we have is that when you have a constitution that is being drafted by partisan politicians, then of course it is only going to be to protect their own interest.
The argument has been that the recommendations of the BBI report were drafted by Kenyans, because the conversation has been out for 2 years, collecting the views of Kenyans. And let's also factor in the fact that that is
one of the cheapest
The
Let me
majority
tell you,
leader
that is
of the
one
National
worst-
Assembly, Amos Kimunya, has said the report will not be reopened for further changes because it has been open for 2 years. What's your thought?
Then
Your
if
response on the
Amos
same?
Kimunya, I didn't want to dwell into personalities here, but let me speak on issues and not focus on a personal. But if the majority leader feels that this document cannot be opened, I want to remind the majority leader that for us to be able to amend the Constitution, you will need at minimum 45 senators for them to agree to amend the Constitution. So the best thing is not for you to be able to come in and become a hardliner. It is for you to say, gentlemen, what is happening? Like right now, let me ask you a very simple question. There are those 70 seats, which are virtual seats in the county. So you ask yourself, really, what is going on? So if no one, and that is why I said from the beginning, that the battle lines have already been drawn. It is between those who want the document open and those who want the document to go. And the way you've said, it is very clear. I am on a completely different side from the majority leader of the National Assembly.
Right,
He's on the one that says, don't open, and I'm on the one that says it must be open.
Right, let's face it, for the country to have a possibility of a non-contested referendum on this one, political leaders must put aside their selfish interests. And we've seen massive political interest riding on this BBI report. So should you not get your way, are you going to officially mount a no campaign?
I don't want you to belittle these matters. That is not the question to ask. The question to ask is this: what is the need for me as a Kenyan, as a leader elected by the people of Narok County? Am I just here to come and become a rubber stamp? Hell no, I will never do that. So it is not a matter of a no or yes campaign. It is a matter, first of all, I'm saying, if we are going to amend the Constitution is alive. It says you need 2/3 of the senators to be able to agree to amend that Constitution. Right. If you now start coming up with your own hardline, we don't belittle these matters. We need to be pragmatic on how we are looking at the issues. It's not a matter of yes or no. No. It is a matter of saying, what is there? Why are these senators becoming so adamant? And one of the things that we've said is that for us, we want one indivisible country called Kenya. And that is why we have started having conversation with all leaders. We will also be looking forward to talking to the international community. We'll also be talking to all the foreign embassies to be able to tell them this is our views. You cannot have a watered down Senate. Right. You cannot also have positions where will not guarantee women that they will be able to get that affirmative action. Those 70 seats which have been assigned to the parliament, it says it is through universal suffrage. It says it is the party candidates, political parties who will go and sit down there and select those people. What guarantees you that those will be given to women? We have to be honest with each other. We are not being honest with each other. It is not just a matter of saying, okay, weka prime minister, weka tick, weka sijui deputy prime minister, weka tick. But how is it going to be composed? What is the role of the Senate? The issue of division of revenue, the issue of the ombudsman. It is quite clear. What is the meaning of the ombudsman? I want to remind Kenyans that Willie Mutunga, the former Chief Justice of Kenya, introduced an ombudsperson in his office. His job was to make sure that kama kuna ukora mahali, hiyo ukora inatoka. And cases do not derail, they proceed further. So if we are going to be honest with each other, and we want to take this country forward to be able to be responsible for generations to come, then we must be open to accept divergence of opinion. If we do not that, then we're not doing anything. So the idea is this: allow everyone to talk. Allow everyone to say, these are my views. I came out clearly and I said, I do not see this document taking interest of the Maasai nation. I do not see this document taking interest of the people of Narok County.
All right, Senator.
We've got to think about our economy. If you come here and you tell me that this document is going to support the economy, show me how it's going to support the economy.
All right. Many thanks,
so
Senator.
Our view is,
Many thanks. So we're unfortunately out of time. What are your final thoughts now? My final question to you perhaps, how do you plan now to mount this win-win, open the window for the win-win proposal?
Like I said, we will not, we will continue having a conversation and we will put our position on the ground to be known. And we will continue talking to, we will be, the next person we will talk to is maybe the Wiper party leader. We'll talk to my party leader. We will also hope to talk to the president, and we'll talk to all the diplomatic communities and show them where